Welcome to Once Upon a Pandemic series with myself, Yvonne Redden. And this series is all about sharing stories and staying positive in these challenging times. And I'll be chatting to people from around the globe. Today, we are talking to Mayking Tsang in the UK, and she is the #1 Fomo creator, bridging the gap between social media and PR. Now, this is a very interesting topic for me, Mayking, because I've never really heard much about it. But first, before I start, how do you stay positive and focused every day?
Do you know, what a great question. And thank you so much for inviting me to be on your show, Yvonne. How do I stay positive? Well, I've got an incredible partner that I met through Bumble. And through the start of the pandemic, we were away from each other for 5 months. But now that I accidentally got kicked out my own home and accidentally moved in with him, that's a great story, by the way. He is my positive beacon every morning. He's just fantastic. What I also do is the other thing that I do positively is to choose when to look at social media. And also choose what to look at in social media. That really helps as well. So for me, with the pandemic, I think it's important for me personally, because I've always had a massive interest in politics. I studied politics at uni and at college. I will look at the news and see what's going on, but I choose when to, when I'm mentally positive enough to actually, take in those news.
Absolutely. And do you have a daily routine or a mantra that you do every morning? Like, is there something that you always do?
So 2021 for me is the year for focus, and so I'm trying to be more organized as well. As a FOMO creator, I'm all about doing things real, raw, right now, in the moment. And in business, obviously, that's what I do for business, so it is important. But I think also in order to scale your business, you do need to be more organized. So I'm attempting to be more organized. And
and how's that going for you?
I'm getting better. In the words of the Beatles, it's getting better all the time. But so in the morning, what I do, what I attempt to do is to actually look at my schedule. And then I will write in my social media journal ideas based on yesterday's meetings, what kind of social media posts I can write.
Yeah.
And then in my I Am My Own Muse journal, which was a journal that my partner gave to me. He said to me that, you're amazing at what you do. You're the FOMO creator, and you should remind yourself, how amazing you are and what you've done. So that whenever you feel a little bit down, you go back and have a look at that journal. Yeah. So I write in that journal, again, ideas, thoughts, I may have had a meeting, or I may have had a WhatsApp message, where I've made an impact on that one person, or I've helped that person. Yeah. And then I will write that in my journal, journal. So I've got a journal for social media, FOMO content marketing ideas, another journal for writing the positive stuff where I've made an impact on other people. Yeah. So that when I do feel
keeps you grounded.
Keeps you grounded, like you say. And if I do have any low moments, then I can always go back to that journal and remind myself of what I've done to help others.
Yeah, I think even if we monthly kind of noted things that we do, and then go back at the end of the month and see did we do all them things, is a good one. I'm always writing. I'm a writer, so I'm always writing in journal. I've got about 5 journals, so I'm a bit more than you, Mayking. But I definitely believe in the gratitude side of things, and be grateful for we're healthy and we're safe and well. That's the main thing at the minute, isn't it? So you are a FOMO creator. Now, you have to explain to people what this is and what it entails, because your business would have, you would have been out at networking events a lot, doing all your business, your FOMO. So that's changed now virtually. Can you maybe explain a little bit about what it is and how you've done it? How are you doing it now virtually?
Absolutely. So FOMO for for all the kids who are not in the know, FOMO means the fear of missing out.
Yeah.
And in a business sense, we do want people to get FOMO. Okay. We want to create that buzz and excitement about our own business, shout about what we're doing to impact others and how we're servicing our clients, so that when you create content for the lurkers, okay, because we've all got lurkers, Yvonne.
Yeah.
When people are looking at our stuff on social media and they can see the buzz and excitement that that your clients have given you amazing testimonials, or you're giving behind the scenes of what you've done, people eventually, there'll be that one post that eventually people think, okay, I definitely need that person's services. So any business owner can create FOMO. Anybody. And now I'm hired to do it for conferences, as you said. And since lockdown, a couple of conferences decided to go virtual. Some conferences decided to maintain their in-person, and so they decided to cancel. So I've been extremely lucky in that the conferences that hired me at in-person events, when they created their virtual events, they hired me to create FOMO for them at virtual events.
It must be different though, is it, like how you do it?
Oh, completely. Yeah, completely. So with the in-person conferences of 2019, I would tweet on average, 1,200 tweets a day. And I would do over 100 Instagram stories. I did 22 LinkedIn posts, one LinkedIn post per speaker at a conference. And at virtual conferences, of course, I'm behind my computer. So I don't use my phone, I use my computer. And so with the, I think it was 4 virtual conferences that I did since lockdown, and I averaged those out, that was 548 tweets. So it's quite a big difference because, with your phone, you click tweet, that's it. But with a virtual conference, I'm trying to take a great screenshot with my computer.
Of course, so it takes a bit longer.
It does. Yeah. But I've also been converting those tweets into a LinkedIn post for my clients as well. So people who have monthly webinars or networking events, I've been tweeting on their accounts and then creating a LinkedIn post to tell the story of what happened live in that webinar. So that's what I've been doing.
So it's not just for webinars then, Mayking. You could, like, and events. I mean, is it, if you wanted to build up your profile, say someone who's only starting out, it's worth their while hiring yourself to create that buzz about you on so. And do you do all social media platforms?
I do, yeah. So, So for businesses who, we all know, hopefully, as a business owner, we all know the importance of video. Now, I know that because I was there at one time, I was scared of video at one time. And I know a lot of business owners, we are potentially scared of video. So wouldn't it be nice if you have someone to talk about your business and ask you questions and put it into a video? So I will literally, hold your hand whilst I interview you for you to talk about your business and talk about what you've got coming up, who you're servicing and so on. And in that 10-minute interview, I brand it up to your brand, make it available to you on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, on all the channels. And that's the video for you that you can put on your website as well. Brilliant. If you want to.
Across all platforms.
So from one video, I did it for a client. From one video, we created 37 different pieces of content for that client.
Fantastic. That's brilliant.
Yeah. So that's how I can help people.
But it's building a relationship with you as well. Obviously, you have to build that relationship with the client, so they're comfortable. Because I wouldn't have done a lot of video content, but I do see you get more interaction on social media from video content. And on a serious note, are your fingers insured?
They ought to be, shouldn't they? For £1 million. Do you know, it's funny, I actually had smartphone RSI around November, December. So there's been a few videos where I actually had sort of wraps around my hands and people were worried. So yes, maybe I should insure, like, was it Julia Roberts insured her legs or?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. How many tweets? I don't know how you do it. And do you ever like turn off all social media? I mean, you have to have a detox or a break from it at some stage, don't you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I switch off all my notifications on my phone. It's literally saved me hours. I got that wonderful piece of advice from the fabulous Andrew and Pete. So I joined their Atomic membership, and you get some incredible insights in there. So anyway, one of the things was to switch off all your notifications, because it's tempting for me to pick up my phone and see who's talking to me and so on. And you don't have to answer straight away. So that's definitely one thing that I do. And then I do choose to I do choose when I go in. And at the weekends, I want to be present for my partner.
Yeah.
So I think we've kind of come to a lovely compromise where I'll work Saturday morning, and then the rest of the weekend is devoted to just me and him, because I lost it. Yeah, no, you do. If you're not present with your relationship, you'll lose it. And I've ever experienced that, so I don't want to do that again.
Sure. And everyone's in close proximity with each other now as well, so it's a great way to learn a lot about each other too, isn't it?
Definitely.
Is there anyone that you're following, just an off the cuff question, that you're seeing on social media that's really wowing you?
Wow, that's a great question. I learn from, this sounds like a bit of a twee answer, but I learn from everybody that I see. So anybody who is on Twitter, anybody who's on LinkedIn, that I go in on Instagram, I do learn. I mean, I learn from yourself. The fact that you've done this incredible podcast. I wanted to do a podcast last year, got major imposter syndrome, thinking I've got nothing to offer to anybody.
Yeah.
People were saying, what are you talking about, Mayking? Just go and do your podcast.
To offer, even talking about FOMO.
So I learn from I learn from your good self. I learn from any piece of content that I consume. I look at it from a technical point of view as well. And I've always learned from everybody. So I don't follow anyone in particular. It's just whatever comes in my news feed on that day that I will read and learn and take something away from. And I always give gratitude too. So if there is an idea that I learned, I will always DM them and say, hey, love this idea, thinking of using it myself.
That's lovely getting the feedback, because that really, it's really nice to get that when you're starting. Because I started this positivity series only a couple of weeks ago, because I have 3 children, Mayking, and I'm at home, a single mom, and I just kind of hit a wall after Christmas, and I was like, okay, come on, I need to boost myself up with some positivity. And I'm sure people are the same as me. I mean, the lockdowns are so tough. This is number 3 for us in Dublin. So this is where this came, and it's actually gives me such a boost interviewing people, and it's been brilliant for me. So that's where this came from. So it's been brilliant talking to you. Can I ask you one question as well? So if you were to write a memoir, your title of the memoir in 3 to 4 words, what would it be? Now, this would be an interesting one from you.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because 2 years ago, I did start writing, not necessarily a memoir, but in the, I've been in business since 2009, and I lived in London, lived in Brisbane, Australia, and moved to Sheffield in 2016. So there's definitely lots of things that I've learned along the way, lots of things that I made mistakes on, a lot of things I failed on, but a lot of things I've succeeded on. So 2 years ago, I actually started writing a book called From Making Mistakes to making it happen. And then I got imposter syndrome again, thinking, oh, what am I going to be able to teach people? So it's actually in limbo at the moment. But I will finish it. Finish it. So that will be, that will be a combination of what I've learned from a personal viewpoint, from a business viewpoint, to hopefully inspire others who are thinking of starting their business or growing their business.
Oh, well, a work in progress, Mayking.
Yes, absolutely.
And can you tell people where they can find you, Mayking?
Well, I'm on all the socials as Mayking Tea. So that's MAYKINGTEA, and on LinkedIn as Mayking Tsang, which is MAYKINGTSANG.
Brilliant. And I want to thank you for your time, Mayking, and being part of this series. And please stay safe. Thanks so much, Mayking. So if you want to be part of this series, contact me on yvonneredden.com or across all the social media platforms if you want to share your story of positivity with me. And I'll see you all next time on Once Upon a Pandemic. And bye for now. And Mayking, stay safe and well. And thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you so much for the invite. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.